The story begins with a woman named Alex. Alex is a photojournalist who travels often for her work. This time, she needs to reach New York. However, before she can go there, she must first travel to Denver, where she plans to catch her connecting flight. When Alex reaches the airport, she receives bad news. Her flight has been canceled because of severe weather conditions. This becomes a huge problem for her because she must reach New York at any cost. Her wedding is scheduled for the very next day, and missing it is not an option. At the same airport, we are introduced to another passenger named Dr. Ben. Ben is a skilled neurosurgeon. He needs to travel to Baltimore, where he is supposed to perform a critical surgery on a 10-year-old child the following day. Unfortunately, his flight has also been canceled due to the same bad weather. While Ben is standing at the counter talking to the airport receptionist, Alex approaches him. She explains that both of them are stuck in the same situation, but she believes she has found a way out. Alex suggests hiring a private plane so they can at least reach Denver and then continue their journeys from there. Alex takes Ben to meet a private pilot named Walter. She asks Walter if he can fly them to Denver. Even though the weather is dangerous and unpredictable, Walter agrees to do the trip for $800. This bad weather is the exact reason why all commercial flights have been canceled, but Walter is confident enough to try. Alex invites Ben to join mainly so they can split the cost of the flight. Walter also brings his dog along because there is no one else to take care of it. Since it is still daytime, Walter decides not to file a flight plan for the private aircraft. Because of this decision, no one knows that they are flying toward Denver. The plane takes off, and at first everything seems fine. But while they are mid-journey, something unexpected and tragic happens. Walter suddenly suffers a heart attack while flying the plane. With no pilot in control, the aircraft crashes into a remote area known as the High Uintas Wilderness, surrounded by tall, icy, snow-covered mountains. There is nothing around them for miles. No roads, no buildings, and no sign of human life. Walter dies in the crash. Dr. Ben respectfully buries him in the snow. Alex, Ben, and the dog survive the crash, but Alex's leg is badly broken. Using his medical knowledge, Ben carefully sets her leg and wraps it to prevent further damage. After about 30 hours, Alex finally regains consciousness. Confused and frightened, she asks Ben where they are. Ben tells her the truth. They are trapped in the middle of freezing mountain peaks. He also explains that Walter never filed a flight plan, which means no one knows where they were going or where they crashed. Because of this, the chances of rescue are extremely low. On top of that, they have very little food with them. Only a few almonds, some biscuits, and a half-eaten sandwich. They have no idea how long they will be stranded there, or if anyone will ever come to save them. The next morning, they see a small sign of hope when a plane flies over the mountains above them. Ben quickly grabs the flare gun and fires it into the sky, hoping the pilot will notice them. But by the time the flare goes up, the plane has already flown too far away. Once again, all their hope disappears. They continue to wait for the next 3 days, believing that someone might come to rescue them, but no one arrives. After 3 long and painful days, Alex finally says that she cannot stay there any longer. She says she has to leave and try to find help. Now, even though her leg is badly broken, she refuses to give up and stay in one place. Ben tells her that she cannot walk properly and that her leg has not healed yet. He warns her that leaving in this condition could be very dangerous. But when Alex keeps insisting, Ben tells her that there is a hill nearby. He says he will climb the hill and look beyond it to see if there is any sign of people or a way out. Before Ben leaves, Alex gives him her camera and tells him to use the lens to look far into the distance. She also tells Ben that if he does not come back, if he decides to leave on his own, she will not blame him. She says that everything that happened is her fault, and she understands if he wants to save himself. Ben looks at her and says that if he wanted to leave, he would have done it 3 days earlier. He makes it clear that he will not leave her behind. After that, Ben walks toward the hill. The hill is not very far, but when Ben reaches the top and looks around, he sees nothing except endless, snow-covered mountains stretching in every direction. There are no roads, no houses, and no signs of life. Escaping from this place feels almost impossible. Feeling defeated, Ben turns around and starts heading back. While coming down, his foot suddenly slips on the snow, and he begins sliding down the mountain. For a moment, it feels like he will fall to his death. Just before he reaches the edge, his foot gets stuck against a rock. Ben barely survives and slowly makes his way back. Meanwhile, Alex is inside the broken part of the plane with the dog. While sitting there, she finds one of Ben's voice recorders. Curious and emotional, she turns it on. A woman's voice begins to play. The woman talks to Ben gently and lovingly. She says that Ben always tries to keep everything under control, but there are many things in life that no one can control. She talks about the beautiful moments they shared together and says that everything happens for a reason. Alex turns off the recorder. At that moment, the dog suddenly starts barking loudly. Alex realizes that something is nearby. At first, she thinks it might be Ben and calls out to him, but there is no answer. She then looks outside through the broken glass and sees a leopard standing there. The dog runs outside trying to protect her, but the leopard attacks and badly injures it. After that, the leopard enters the plane wreckage. Just before it can attack and kill Alex, she grabs the flare gun and fires it 3 or 4 times. The loud noise and bright lights scare the leopard, and it runs away. Hearing the sound of the flare shots, Ben, who is on his way back, starts running toward the plane wreckage. Outside, he notices drops of blood on the snow, which fill him with fear. But when he goes inside, he is relieved to see that Alex is safe. Alex tells him that a leopard attacked her and injured the dog badly by biting its neck. Ben carefully stitches the dog's wound. After that, he goes back outside and follows the blood trail. He soon discovers that the leopard has died. This means they now finally have food, which gives them a better chance of surviving. After many days, they are able to eat properly and regain some strength. They stay there for some more time. Later, Alex says that they should try going down the mountain. She believes that Ben might get a phone signal at a lower altitude. Alex's phone has been completely destroyed in the crash, and Ben's phone still has no signal where they are. However, Ben does not want to leave the plane wreckage. He believes that someone will eventually come looking for them. Alex argues that if help was going to come, it would have arrived by now. Ben reminds her that when he climbed the hill earlier, he nearly died. He says that if they leave the plane, they might not survive at all. Alex refuses to agree. She says that if they stay there, they will die anyway. This turns into a heated argument between them. In anger and frustration, Ben tells her that she was right, that he is stuck there because of her. He says that if he were alone, his chances of survival would have been much higher, and he calls her selfish. After saying these painful words, Ben goes to sleep. The next morning when Ben wakes up, Alex is gone. She has left behind a note saying that if she manages to reach down safely and find help, she will send rescue for him. She has also taken the dog with her. After reading the note, Ben picks up his bag and leaves as well. He knows that Alex's leg is still weak and fractured, and that she cannot walk properly. He understands that if he does not go after her, she will not survive. Ben begins following Alex's footprints in the snow, step by step, until he finally reaches her. Alex is completely worn out, and when she sees Ben coming toward her, she feels a deep sense of relief and happiness. Ben also feels emotional. He hugs her and apologizes, telling her that everything he said the night before was wrong and spoken in anger. After this, the two of them continue their journey together. Alex is very weak and struggles with every step because her leg still hurts badly. After traveling a little farther, they find a small cave hidden between the rocks. They decide to stop there for the night. They still have enough food to last for 3 more days, and they know that within these 3 days, they must reach a safe place. Ben starts a fire inside the cave, but the cold is very strong and hard to escape. Because of the freezing weather, they are forced to sleep close to each other to stay warm. Just a few days ago, they were complete strangers, but now a quiet friendship begins to grow between them. The next morning after waking up, Alex steps outside the cave. She is amazed by the beauty of the valleys around them and begins taking photographs with her camera. While looking through the lens, she suddenly notices something shiny far away. She feels that the object may have been placed there by a person or that someone might be nearby. Because of this, they decide to walk in that direction. Before they leave, Alex asks Ben how long he's been married. Ben asks her why she wants to know. Alex answers that he wears a wedding ring, but never talks about his wife. Ben does not reply to her question, and they quietly continue moving forward. After reaching the place they were heading toward, they realize that the path ends suddenly. In front of them is a deep gorge. They either have to climb back up the rocks or try to climb down into the gorge. Going down could cost them their lives. This makes both of them feel hopeless and afraid. Alex asks Ben if he still believes that they will survive. Ben answers honestly. He says that deep down, he feels they may not survive and that they could die there. But he also says that as long as they are alive, there is still hope, and they must not give up. After this, they decide to turn back and take another route. They walk for a long time, and soon the sky begins to grow dark. Once again, they have no shelter, so they light a fire and sleep under the open sky. The next morning, they start walking again. After traveling a long distance, they become very tired and stop to rest. Alex suddenly asks Ben where the dog is. Ben says he does not know and asks her not to make him go looking for it, but Alex insists, and Ben finally agrees. Ben goes to search for the dog. While looking around, he notices a small cottage nearby. This is the same place Alex had seen earlier through her camera lens. Meanwhile, the ground beneath Alex begins to shake. The ice under her slowly starts to crack. Alex calls out to Ben in fear, but before Ben can reach her, the ice breaks apart completely and Alex falls into the freezing water. Ben runs toward her as fast as he can. He pulls her out of the icy water, and carries her into the cottage. He lights a fire to warm her body, but Alex remains unconscious. Ben knows that if she does not wake up, she may not survive. Because of the cracking ice, Alex's body becomes dangerously dehydrated. If her body is not given fluids, she may never regain consciousness. Inside the cottage, Ben finds a syringe meant for treating snake bites. He empties it and uses it to create a simple IV system to give her fluids. This method is very risky. The fluids could be unsafe, and the process itself could kill her. But Ben has no other choice. It is the only way to save Alex. With no options left, Ben uses the IV to slowly give her fluids and tries everything he can to bring her back. Alex does not wake up the whole night. Ben stays awake, watching her and hoping she will survive. The next morning, Alex finally opens her eyes. Seeing her awake, Ben feels deep happiness and relief. Somewhere in his heart, Ben has started to care for Alex, and Alex also feels a strong connection with him. They stay inside the cottage for several days. During this time, Alex slowly regains a little strength, but she is still very weak. One day when Ben goes outside, Alex again listens to the recorder that has Ben's wife's voice in it. She listens carefully, trying to understand Ben's past. While the recording is playing, Ben suddenly returns and sees Alex listening to it. This makes him angry. He says that the moment he stepped outside, she began searching through his personal things. Alex answers honestly. She says that they might die there together, but she doesn't even really know who he is. Ben looks at her and tells her that if she truly wants to know him, she should play the recording again. Alex presses play once more. On the tape, Ben's wife speaks with love. She tells Ben that she loves him deeply. She talks about the good time they spent together and says that sometimes life brings situations that no one can control. Ben then reveals the truth. His wife had a brain tumor, and there was no cure for it. 2 years earlier, she passed away, leaving Ben alone. Hearing this, Alex feels guilty. She apologizes to Ben and says she is sorry and that this was not the right way to learn about his life. Ben forgives her and understands her feelings. Even after this, they still cannot leave the cottage because Alex is very weak and cannot walk properly. They are forced to stay there for a few more days. During this time, they slowly grow closer to each other. Their bond becomes deeper and their feelings turn into love. A physical relationship also develops between them. After some time, Alex tells Ben that he must leave the cottage and go down alone. She says she cannot travel in her condition and that Ben should go and bring help back. Ben does not want to leave her behind. The idea hurts him deeply, but Alex explains that they have no other choice. If no one goes for help, neither of them will survive. Finally, Ben agrees and leaves the cottage. After walking for some distance, Ben suddenly stops. He realizes that he cannot leave Alex alone in that place. He turns around and decides to go back and take her with him. At the same time, Alex is sitting inside the cottage, feeling sad, weak, and broken. When Ben returns, he tells her firmly that she must come with him and that they will go down together. Alex is still very weak, but Ben supports her and helps her move forward. They walk for the entire day, but Alex's body cannot handle it anymore. She collapses from exhaustion and pain. Ben places her on a wooden plank, ties it with a rope, and begins pulling her forward through the snow. Ben himself becomes extremely tired, but he does not stop. As night falls, both of them are completely exhausted. They lie down in the snow under the open sky and fall asleep, still holding on to hope. The next morning, the dog that is with them suddenly starts barking loudly. It tries to wake Ben and even pushes him with its body, but Ben is completely unconscious. His body has no strength left at all. As he lies there, Ben slowly rolls down through the snow. When he finally opens his eyes, he sees something unbelievable. Just a short distance away, there is a green valley. This means that people live there and help is nearby. Seeing this fills Ben with happiness and hope. He immediately lifts Alex and tells her that they are almost safe and very close to reaching help. This moment gives both of them new energy and courage, and they start moving forward again. But after walking a little farther, something terrible happens. Ben steps into a bear trap, and it snaps tightly around his leg. The trap is extremely strong. Even though Alex tries her best, she is unable to open it. Ben is in terrible pain and can barely move. Ben looks at Alex and tells her that she has to go down alone and bring help. Alex does not want to leave him behind, but there is no other option. The presence of a bear trap also means that wild bears live in this area, making the situation even more dangerous. With great difficulty and pain, Alex somehow manages to reach the road below. A truck appears, and the moment Alex sees it, she collapses on the ground from exhaustion. At the same time, Ben also loses consciousness. When Ben wakes up again, he finds himself lying in a hospital bed. His life has been saved. Ben slowly gets up and goes to the room where Alex is resting. When Alex sees Ben, she feels relieved and happy and says that they survived. Ben smiles and replies that yes, they made it. Just then, the man Alex was supposed to marry arrives at the hospital. He thanks Ben and tells him that Alex explained everything about how Ben saved her life. After this moment, Ben and Alex go their separate ways. Ben returns to his work and daily life. The dog that originally belonged to Walter now stays with Ben, as he has adopted it. Alex's wedding is supposed to happen, and she tries many times to contact Ben. She calls him and sends messages, but Ben does not reply. He believes that Alex's life has moved on and that she is now married. However, everything changes when Alex sends Ben a photograph. It is the same photo she took when they were trapped together in the mountains. Seeing this picture touches Ben deeply, and he finally calls her. The two of them meet again at a restaurant. Ben tells Alex that he no longer performs surgeries. The extreme cold damaged his fingers badly, and he can no longer operate. Now he works as a consultant at a trauma center. He explains that he did not answer her calls because he believes she was married and did not want to disturb her married life. Alex tells Ben that she now teaches children near her home and that she is afraid of flying. She also reveals the truth, that she never got married. Although Mark, the man she was supposed to marry, was kind and good, she no longer felt the same way about him. Ben tells her that she should have told him this earlier. Alex replies that she tried many times to reach him, but he never answered or called back. Ben explains that he thought she was already married and that it was very hard for him to forget her. But when he saw the photograph, he felt alive again and knew he had to meet her. Alex tells Ben that she also fell in love with him on that mountain. After returning, everything in her life changed. She tried hard to convince herself to move on, but she could not. Maybe it was just a moment, she says. Everything has its own time, and that time has now passed. After this conversation, the two of them walk out of the restaurant. The dog that stayed with them in the mountains is still with Ben, as he has adopted it. Alex tells Ben that the world is very big. Up there in the mountains, they were alone. And what is the heart, really? She says it is just a muscle, just a piece of flesh. Ben smiles and asks her who told her such a foolish thing. In fact, it was Ben himself who once said this to her when they were trapped in the snowy mountains. They hug each other and begin walking in opposite directions. But after taking a few steps, both of them realize the truth. They still love each other deeply, and they cannot live without one another. They turn around, run back toward each other, and embrace once again. And with this moment, the story comes to an end.